Hi, and welcome to the Home Video Emporium. I'm your host, my name is Brendan, and with this series what I hope to do is take a full catalog of all my home video titles and determine which of these are still worthy of being in my collection and which of these are just taking up space and maybe I need to move on and make some room for some future titles because there's only so much room here. Starting things off, we're starting off with the 1955 title, Kiss Me Deadly, directed by Robert Aldrich. I first encountered this just at Barnes & Noble back in the day. I was struck by the cover artwork and I wanted to check it out, so I rented the DVD on Netflix. But this is obviously going back some time. And what really struck me was this is both a noir, it's a paranoid thriller, it's really a very complicated, dense plot that even though a lot of noirs do have some pretty complicated plots, this really, there's a big cast of characters you really have to keep up to know who's doing what to who. I just recently rewatched this and I'm not 100% sure actually, even though I've seen it a few times, what exactly, I don't know. I don't think I can connect all the dots just yet, and maybe another few watches and I will. I've watched it maybe 4 or 5 times in total. It's been a while since I have seen it, but even if you don't understand the entire plot, you're definitely going to understand the majority of it, and you're going to know what our main character, Mike Hammer, he's pretty easy to follow, understand his journey. And he is an interesting character in that he is you can call him an anti-hero. He is borderline villain. He smacks people around to get information. He is a private eye himself. He does a lot of divorce work where he takes his girlfriend and he will have her seduce husband sometime to get them to be in some compromising position so he can take some photographs and use it to sell the divorce settlement. He tortures a man who works at a morgue for information. So he's definitely someone that you're kind of like, the movie is almost daring you to keep up with him, knowing that he's not someone you're going to actually want to root for. But you do find his story compelling. He almost runs a woman over on the road, and as a result, she gives him some clues. She doesn't just want to give him the entire plot. So just like us, we are only given a little bit of clues, and it sets him on this whole murder mystery. So I do find it very fun to watch, even though it is a little bleak, nihilistic. You can use words like that. I still do enjoy it. I enjoy a lot of movies like this, that even though the tone may be dark, it still is enjoyable and it's rewarding. And even though I'm honestly, as I said, I don't understand the entire plot, I think maybe if I get another few goes, I will. So some of the special features on this, they deal a lot with the novel written by Mickey Spillane and the movie adaptation. There's about a half-hour worth documentary on Mickey Spillane. So he actually wrote a whole series on the character Mike Hammer, which I have never read any of his novels. I've never seen any of the other adaptations, one of which stars Stacy Keach, one of which stars Mickey Spillane himself. But maybe someday if I have the time, I will check them out, because even though he is a dark character, he is still someone that I might be interested in watching again. They do mention that the version that Spillane starred in himself, he was making out with a young woman, got aroused, so he's, may not be the greatest actor in the world, but no, maybe I shouldn't say that. He definitely is someone who commits to the role. As far as the adaptation, they have interviews with AI, what is this guy's name? AI Bezzerides? I apologize for misspelling that. But he is not a fan, really, of the novel by Spillane. He talks a lot about all the changes he made from the novel being set in New York, dealing with drugs, to being set in LA, dealing with nuclear arms. So this is very much like The Shining, where he took the crux of the story and just completely did his own thing with it. And I don't know if he's down on his luck, but seems to be, they interview him in this really dingy apartment somewhere. So hopefully he's doing well. There's also an interview with filmmaker Alex Cox, who also talks about the changes from the novel to the movie. And he explains also that the glowing suitcase was also an influence on him. So as far as now, I am planning on definitely keeping this one. I do enjoy the movie quite a bit. The special features aren't the biggest get. This is for Criterion. Some of these features, they're not the greatest. I do enjoy the documentary on Mickey Spillane, even though I've only watched it, I believe, one time. But still, it is worth it, and probably can find a lot of these special features on YouTube or any other social media. But for now, Kiss Me Deadly is staying in the collection.